Inshallah. So with me is Brother Nasser. Assalamu alaikum. Brother, you are part of myadhan.com.
Absolutely, yes.
This is a very novel and very new idea. How did you start off? I know that you went to university, so you're pretty educated. You got a brain in your head, alhamdulillah. So just tell us a bit about your career and how you came to setting up this business.
Right again.
Okay.
So I was driving one day and I didn't know what time it was to pray. Didn't have a prayer calendar with me. Didn't have any form of. Couldn't find out the prayer times. Didn't have a sundial. Couldn't get a pen and put it on on my hand and get the sun to kind of work out what time of the day it was and to work out the salah times. I thought it'd be nice to be able to get this data, this information to my phone. On a regular basis. So the initial customer, I guess, was myself, and I wrote a couple of programs to just see if it was possible first. And this is going back to 2001, 2002, and then I guess the research started to kick in. There's such a big depth of knowledge that is required from the fiqh of salah times to understanding astronomical type events, which I guess dictate salah times in their entirety. So,
alhamdulillah. Well, it seems to be a great idea, because I know there are a lot of people who will come up with the odd excuse of, well, I don't know what time it is to pray. Allah will forgive me. Well, how many people have mobile phones? There's quite a lot of it. There's probably about
high 90% coverage.
Exactly. So it sounds like a very good idea, very logical idea of why don't you have a service where you can text and get prayer time. Now, in terms of how difficult was it to get this started, I'd like to just really talk about the process of setting up business and going into business and what is involved, because I'm hoping that what you talk about here will inspire other people, because I'm sure there are a lot of people out there who've got some, alhamdulillah, some very bright ideas, and they just want to put it into practice. How do you do that exactly?
I guess I'm still starting out as well. Although this project has been going for roughly about 4 years, it's taken quite a bit of time to get to the point where we are now. But speaking to people who are already in business and who have successful businesses is probably the first thing. Grabbing a decent book on business, or if you're doing a course in business studies, is a good initial step to get started. And then I guess even before that, if you're really passionate about something and you're really committed, then that will probably be enough of a launch for you to get started. Because usually, the petrol runs out after a couple of weeks, and people start getting sidelined and sidetracked with normal life and normal everyday things. But it's the passion, it's the commitment that gets you started. And I think my passion for my deen, and to be able to allow people to develop themselves is what drives me.
So how does the service work exactly? Now, say for example I travel abroad, will the service work for me? How does it work in the UK first?
Initially we're targeting the UK market, but the GSM kind of network signal is worldwide. Well, I'd say high 90% coverage of the world. So we're focused on the UK, and going back to what you said about business, getting that focus, knowing what your target market is. If you spread yourself, too widely to begin with, then you're all over the place. So the service itself has kind of two sides to it. The first side is, I'll give you an example. You're in the middle of Glasgow, you're in the middle of Sheffield, you're in Dewsbury. You have no idea where the nearest masjid is. You don't have a calendar. You don't have a prayer. You don't have anything, any form of communication. You've obviously got your mobile phone, and you're visiting your auntie, let's say. I don't know wherever your auntie lives, or you get the idea.
Sure.
You need prayer times. You text in. So this is the one side of it. So you text in the word prayer, and then the first part of your postcode, which you can probably get from.
Oh, so it's actually postcode based.
Postcode driven, and that's. Most people know their postcode, and whenever they're somewhere, they can pretty much it's easy to work out postcodes from street names.
So you don't like say, I'm standing by a lamppost somewhere up north. That's
and
not
it comes
really
back
going
and says, sorry, try again.
So try again. Not quite sure what you mean.
No,
So
definitely.
postcode based.
Postcode, and then postcode, obviously, you can, going back into the technical side, latitude, longitude is how we pinpoint a person's location.
Right.
And then from lat and long, we can generate prayer times. So.
MyAdhan.com, interesting concept. How have your family responded to this? I'm sure that they've been very supportive, but what sort of part have they played in this?
Well, I guess it's getting the understanding and support from them, from the fact that I've got to spend a lot of time on it, and while working and trying to do this at the same time, it suffers, and the understanding that inshallah this will lead to something which will be beneficial not just in this life but in the hereafter. I think that's really a comfort to myself that they understand. But from a user's perspective, I've had my brother, a sister, my wife really helping test this thing. I mean, if there's anybody who wants to put out a website, put out a service, the key to getting perfection is to get as many eyeballs on it as possible. The more people look at it before it goes live, the better it will be. A classic example is the Islam Channel site as well. Very good, very well put together. Content isn't all over the place. You don't have these things jumping out of you at the screen. Very nice, very smooth, very subtle. And
unfortunately, I cannot take credit for any of that. I have nothing to do whatsoever with the website.
I assumed that.
So whoever's done it, I know who has done it, but alhamdulillah, they have done a fantastic job. How have people started using the service, or you haven't actually gone live yet? What's the issue?
We went live. So with the pool service, which I said, which was one side of it. So the pool service.
What's the pool service?
So you're in the middle of. You're at your auntie's house in Glasgow, as we said,
right.
And you want prayer time. So you're pulling information.
Okay.
So, and the other side of it is you go to the website, you sign up as a subscriber,
okay,
and you just get messages sent to you without having to request them.
Oh, I see.
So there's two sides to it.
Right. So the pool service is working.
Pool service has been working since the beginning of the year, and has been. Wow. I mean, it's been a very quiet launch. I mean, the idea is to test this thing, to get this thing working, and to understand the reach. I mean, we're getting texts coming from, as I said, from Scotland, Bradford, Luton, pretty much all over the place. And
this is the one thing I love about this technology, whoever is doing it, is we need to find ways of making sure that the Ummah have ways and means of accessing this important information. No one wants to miss Salah. And everyone seems to have a mobile phone. It just seems a great idea to marry those two together and make use of that service. So inshallah, hopefully from this, that they'll subscribe to this service or other services that are out there, inshallah, so that they can use it to their advantage.
There's another point to make about this, and this goes back to the reason why I'm doing this. So as a dawah kind of project for myself, it's a very nice way of being able to remind people when to pray. So
that's right.
It's a very, getting times out to people and allowing them to pray is great. But what the site and being a subscriber allows you to do is add friends and family. So you can add up to 10 people to your account and change the location. So they could be, it could be your auntie who's in Manchester who needs prayer times. You can go in and add her to your account.
My auntie's in Glasgow.
Okay, auntie in Glasgow.
Yes.
So it's close. Yeah. So you can add people to your account.
Right.
So then you become the person who's reminding someone else. So
alhamdulillah.
That's
With me on the show has been brother Nasser Ahmed from MyAdhan.com. We appreciate him coming on the show. Jazakallah khair for watching. You're watching Saturday Night Live, and inshallah we'll see you next week. Assalamu alaikum Muslim Ummah, wherever you are.